come back in and ask Dinah and Sabrina, the granddaughter, to help pull the thing off. And then after you pull that off, if you don't mind to introduce Peggy No Stevens, she's going to do the cheers, and then that'll close us out.
Okay. So we're pulling that off first, and then we're doing the.
So you'll speak, then Bill introduce Bill. Bill speaks. You'll come back up, pull it off, and then
When will everybody have your class?
that is a good.
Okay, good. I know they should serve. The mayor should probably.
You can start passing it out.
Yeah, go ahead and start passing it out, and we can stick one up here under. I think they stuck one on the podium.
There's one up here, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yep, there you go.
Bonnie said that it's me, you, and. Yeah, I'm gonna get all the granddaughters, all five. Yeah, I'm gonna get all five of them. Okay, perfect.
Yep. You guys all ready?
I think so.
How are you? So cute. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful weather before, unfortunately, it looks like some more severe weather is coming in. So thank you all so much for joining us here today. We are very excited and proud to unveil our very first installation of our new Louisville Metro Historical Marker Program, established by the Metro Historic Landmarks and Preservation Districts Commission. Thank you to several of the commissioners who are here with us today. And thank you also to others who are gathered here with us today for this really important, fun, and historical occasion. Special thanks to Louisville Downtown Partnership and the Kentucky Distillers Association for their support of this today. This new program recognizes and commemorates significant people, places, events, and things that have contributed to our city's rich, amazing history that make us who we are today. These markers, like the one you'll see in a moment, will be placed across Louisville Metro, and they'll share some amazing narratives and connect people with stories from our past. They'll help us understand the present and challenge us to work together towards a better future. Our residents and visitors alike will be able to enjoy these stories distilled down into bite-sized pieces inscribed on blue and gold markers representing our city's colors, as you'll see here in a moment. This is a collaborative program where sponsors can submit applications to highlight important stories of our past, which are then reviewed for accuracy, relevance, and significance. We're very fortunate that the very first sponsor of this first marker we're about to unveil is none other than Bill Samuels Jr., who we all know has turned Maker's Mark into a Kentucky favorite, a national and international favorite as well. Thank you so much, Bill, and we're excited to hear from you in a moment. This marker is particularly important and special to Bill because it highlights the story of his third cousin, Dixie Demuth, who I heard was a very spirited woman, pun intended. Dixie fought all the way to the highest court in Kentucky to overturn what she claimed and knew were unconstitutional laws that, as crazy as this sound, prohibited women from sitting at bars and being served adult beverages, long after almost every other state in the Union had repealed similar laws. After successfully fighting for this right for all women, she later owned a bar called Dixie's Elbow Room, which has an amazing logo that you'll also see shortly, that stood right here on this lot, which is why we chose this location for our first historical marker. This marker highlights an interesting story from our past, and more than that, it highlights an important and powerful role that women have played and continue to play and will continue to play in our city. I'm so excited to see more stories like Dixie's told through additional markers that we'll see coming up around our city. And I want to encourage everyone across our city to submit ideas, submit stories about other Louisvillians like Dixie who have done important, impactful things in our past that have gotten us to where we are today and will help move us in a new direction for the future. So now let me turn it over to Bill Samuels Jr. to highlight some more about Dixie's story. Bill, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Well, let me reiterate that just how hard it would be to fathom that in 1972 Kentucky was still operating under its 1792 Constitution so far as women's rights were concerned in the area of bartending and sitting at the bar and enjoying a cocktail. Now, Dixie didn't think it was fair. She also didn't think it was good business, especially when you're trying to attract young men to your establishment. And Dixie was my father's third cousin from down Samuels, Kentucky, and a legend in the family. Now, after numerous run-ins with the law, all of which resulted in a fine and suspension of her operating license, Dixie finally decided enough was enough, and she sued on the grounds that the law, which dated to 1792, was unconstitutional. She lost at the trial level, she lost on appeal, and finally the Kentucky Court of Appeals, which was our highest court at the time, reversed the decisions. And I remember being at the Luau restaurant, which at the time was at the airport, and it was like a major victory celebration. And from what I heard, this celebration went all throughout the community. So I'm really excited and proud that Dixie's memory and for what she accomplished this by herself, by the way. Nobody joined the suit. Today we're memorializing a great lady, a distant cousin that I adored, Dixie Sherman, as I knew her. And I think now I turn it back over to the mayor, or do I introduce you? Now I would like to introduce, we're going to start with the family, and they're going to do the unveiling with the mayor. We're going to have Dinah Tishy, who is Dixie's daughter, and she will come up and introduce many, many family members that are here, which is also very exciting. All right, boss.
Thanks. I am so proud to be here to honor my mama. I think when Mama had the bar, I had no idea of what she was going through to fight to overcome a law. I now have 5 granddaughters of my own who are all beautiful young women who are growing into Mom's legacy of standing up for women's rights, and how proud that makes me as a grandmother, and how very, very proud my mom would have been. I lost my sister this year. She passed away in November, but she was actually the very first bartender in Mom's bar, because she was a little bit older than I am. Although she hates to hear me say that, she's probably shooting arrows on me from above. I'd like to introduce her son, Michael.
He's hiding that way.
Who is here representing his mom since she couldn't be here. And then his family. This is his wife, Jean, and Kaylee Schrecker, who is my grandson's wife, my great-nephew's wife, and that is Alora. And then this is my oldest son, Rob, and his wife, Linda, and one of my granddaughters, Ashley, with my great-grandson, Samuel, family name. And then my second son, Tony, is over here. He happens to be lucky enough to have 3 daughters, 3 beautiful daughters, one of whom is homesick. But that is Anne Marie and Ella. And Mia is the one who's at homesick. But that's his beautiful wife, Melissa. And then my daughter, this is Dinah Marie, Paul, and her daughter, who just graduated from Assumption High School. Yay, Assumption! Sabrina. I think I forgot my husband. He was actually a bartender in Mom's bar also back in the day. As a matter of fact, he was the bartender when I was 9 months pregnant with my oldest son. So it was a family business. It was definitely a family business. So without further ado, did I miss anybody in the family? Did I get everybody? All right, we're all proud of Mom. Mom always wore this ring. So I wore this ring today thinking, Mom, this is how you're going to be there.
Thanks, Dinah.
Thank you so much, Dinah. If you and your entire family can get ready here to do the unveiling, we're going to do that, and then Peggy Knows Stevens is going to have a toast for all of us to toast Dixie as well. But before we do the unveiling, I also want to acknowledge a few other folks. I want to acknowledge former Congressman John Yarmouth, who has made very incredible, important impacts in our entire country. Possibly the most important is the founder of the United States Congress Bourbon Caucus. Cheers to that, John. And also Elizabeth McCall, who's the master distiller at Woodford Reserve, is here with us today. And Valerie Netherton, who's the Director of Sustainability from Maker's Mark Distillery. Thank you to both of you and your colleagues and your distilleries for everything that you do. So if Dixie's family can join for the unveiling, we'll unveil that. And then Peggy Knows Stevens is going to give us a toast, and we'll celebrate in that regard. Are you all ready?
Oh, on this side?
Come on, baby. Come over here. Yeah, be right here. You gotta be in the picture, baby. He's a great grandson. So.
All right.
Oh, you want the microphone? No. No. Where's Nanny? Where's Nanny? Oh.
What can you clap?
Yay! Yay! That's right. Now you clap.
Is he Gaga?
Clapping a little late, but he's clapping.
Gaga.
That's a great grandson.
Gaga, good boy.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here, and in celebration of Dixie, I'd like you to raise your glass, please, for a toast. We all know that she was clearly stronger than any proof on any bottle, right? And she had the most wonderful combination of feisty and elegant, which were her signature powers that made everyone step out of her way and her blind spot. And I see that in today's women in the industry. But more than ever, Dixie, we thank you for giving us a little elbow room and also telling us never to clutch our pearls, to always just do it. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers to you. Mayor?
Cheers.
Thank you all so much for coming out today. Please enjoy getting to know Dixie's family. Check out the marker, and we're excited about doing more of these around the city. Thank you all very much.